Hey guys, Red here, and welcome to Binding of Isaac Rebirth Afterbirth update number 12. So, today the update is going to basically talk about daily runs and the new scoring system that's going to be added to Afterbirth for the game. And just as a warning, it does say here spoiler warning. So if you haven't played the game a lot and you haven't unlocked a lot of the later stuff in the game and you don't want stuff to be spoiled for you, like you've just started playing, then you may want to skip this out now because it's going to talk about a lot of the later game stuff that you may have missed. So just as a warning, you have been warned. So anyway, so basically, yeah, he talks about how the game Spelunky apparently has a daily run system in it, and he always wanted to implement that, but he's saying like, oh, could be a big issue. Could it be a big issue adding something like this in a game that has no scoring system whatsoever? And then he's like, yeah. So he doesn't really seem to have any issue with it, but pretty much the daily runs, he basically goes on to say that basically the way they're going to work is every single day you will get a seed. There will be a daily run seed that everyone gets, and the seed is the exact same for every single person in the world that plays the game for that day. That seed is exactly the same. Not only does the seed contain obviously the whole run, like the rooms and items and stuff, but also a character. So you're going to be forced to play a certain character each day as well as going and saying that if you don't have certain stuff unlocked, then it doesn't even matter. Like, everyone is going to be on equal ground. So if you don't have, like, if you've not beaten everything with the Lost yet and you don't have Godhead, then if the seed has Godhead for everyone else, you're going to get it as well. Like, there's no changes whatsoever. Everyone will be completely equal on the items and everything that is in the game. So in a way, I guess the daily runs are quite interesting because it could be a way for people who have just got the game or who maybe haven't unlocked a lot of stuff to kind of play it and see what the later game stuff is like, to kind of get a taste of it. So it's quite interesting that you can do that. Also, he says that the fucking... God, I'm trying to remember what everything is here. Yeah, everyone is forced to play as like the same character, including the Lost. The Lost will be there, but apparently it's going to be a lot rarer than other characters. Like, that will only be a very rare occasion that the Lost will be one of the daily runs, so you don't have to worry about that too much. Hopefully it isn't too much, because I think most people, if they see the daily run as the Lost, a lot of people will probably be turned off by it and be like, I'm not going to bother with today's daily run. But yeah, basically that's the way that works. So it's pretty interesting. That it's going to be like you're forced to play certain characters as well. I guess that means people can't just use Isaac all the time to get fast runs, because obviously playing with Isaac would be probably the easiest. And yeah, so basically he says everyone's equal, except obviously if you've played thousands of hours of the game and have a lot of knowledge of the game, then obviously you have a better chance to get the best score, but that's just a given. He then goes on to talk about the scoring system. So the scoring system is basically like, he says, like, you see these numbers right here, there's no point in even like memorizing these, because he says that it's very possible that these are just the foundation scores to kind of show what the game will be, but these are not definite. Like, these numbers probably aren't going to be the exact numbers that are going to be in the actual game when it comes out. These are just kind of a way of showing you what it'll be like. So it says like 200 points, you get plus 200 points for clearing each floor, 400 for doing like Shoal, Cathedral, Chest and Dark Room, 666 points for doing Boss Rush and Mega Satan, so that's a lot. So doing Boss Rush and Mega Satan is quite the thing, which is quite interesting, because it means for people who want to maybe get a really high score, it's going to force people to do a lot of Angel Room runs rather than Devil Room runs, which is quite interesting, because they'll have to obviously do that to get the key pieces, unless they of course get lucky enough to find Dad's key at some point. So yeah. Also, you get plus 1 point bonus for each health pickup on completion or death. Well, yeah, if you either complete it or you die, whatever. So the more bombs, keys and pennies you have, the more points you get as well. Now, since it is only 1 point, it's not a lot, so I don't think people will want to try and like grind out stuff in like arcades to try and get like a ton of stuff. But it's definitely interesting because it will make people be a little more wary of how many bombs they use for finding the secret rooms and how many keys they use on like chests and stuff like that. So it's quite interesting. It's going to definitely make people play the game a lot differently because they're going to obviously want to try and keep as many of their consumables as possible, but at the same time you're going to obviously want to use them to make the game easier. So it's quite interesting. And apparently there's going to be a bunch of secret bonus points as well, so that's interesting. And also there's going to be negative points, so it's not just a matter of you just get points, you can actually lose points. So you get minus a point for each second that you spend playing. So basically it's going to force people to actually try and play really quickly, and obviously you're going to want to play quickly to try and get the boss rush mode anyway, so it's quite interesting. It's definitely forcing people to play the game a lot differently than maybe they're used to, because there's probably a lot of people that maybe don't go to boss rush a whole lot and probably like actually take their time with the game. So this will be interesting to see, to try and basically make people play the game a lot differently than maybe they're used to. So it's quite interesting. You also get minus 10 points for each hit that you take from an enemy. This doesn't count towards damage you take from items such as, I guess, like Guppy's Paw, the Razor Blade, and also from you using it. Also taking damage from like donation machines doesn't count. It's only from enemies and obstacles, so don't worry about that. And there's also going to be minus question mark points per item taken. So he's still testing that, so we're not sure if that's going to be a full thing or not, but I'm assuming that means the less pedestal items you take, the less points you'll lose. So it's quite interesting. It means that there'll probably be a lot of people that will be like, go into an item room and it'll be like, hey, it's like Brother Bobby, but it's like, well, you know what, do I want to take him or do I want to keep the points? And it'll be like, hey, I want to keep the points, Brother Bobby's not worth it, kind of thing. So it'll be quite interesting. There's not going to be as many people taking items that aren't necessary or they don't feel as necessary. So it's quite interesting. So for the most part, basically is the whole how many points you get is definitely based on how well you can play and how fast you can be. Definitely doing boss rush and Mega Satan is definitely a must-have thing to get really high scores. So that'll be pretty interesting. And he says again, all this is going to be tweaked a lot before the release and possibly after the release as well, because obviously once we play a bunch there could be people saying, okay, well, we don't think this works too well or this works too well, we should maybe change the way this score works or this score works, and he will change it. So it's not a definitive thing when it comes out. We can get things changed if it doesn't work properly. But if you have any thoughts about this and you think things should be changed or different, then there is a Reddit post on the Binding of Isaac subreddit. You can go and comment, and Edmund will see your comments and you'll be able to basically tell him, hey, this doesn't work, change this shit. So there you go, do that. And that's it, that's the whole thing. So next week shit gets small. Interesting what that means. Don't think we should take that as literal as it says, because we know what Edmund's like, so you know. And we have two secret links to show you guys, so let's go to this. So the first secret link is this GIF, which shows the I think it's a D8, yeah, the D8 dice item. Not really sure what it does though. You can see it's like the GIF is basically looping him running around here, using it, and then the GIF restarts. But it doesn't change his health, so we can assume it's maybe not a reroll of items. Plus we already have that. It doesn't seem to change the consumables when he uses it either. And the map is the same. So, not really sure exactly what this does. There's, I've been looking at the comments on Reddit, and a lot of people seem to think that it can. I think it, and I agree with this. It's going to be one of two things. It's either going to be an item that rerolls the room that you're in, so it actually changes the entire room that you're in to like a different layout. Or that it's possible that maybe the D8 will like make you like go back a certain amount of time. So it's like if you make a mistake and you want to go back because you think you fucked up, like maybe you accidentally picked a wrong Devil Deal item, or you got hit by an enemy and you're like, okay, I shouldn't have got hit by that, that was kind of stupid. Then you can use this to like go back a few seconds or something. to try and like change it. I think that would be a bit awkward though, like being able to go back like that. I think it's more likely that it's going to be that it changes the room layout, but I'm not sure. Like the gift literally doesn't show us anything. Like before the actual item takes effect and does something, the gift loops around. So I'm not really sure what to think about this. But you know, if you have any ideas, let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, it would be pretty interesting to see what this new dice does. Yeah, that's that for that. That's that for that. Fucking great conversation there, huh? The last secret link is this one. It's yet another face with eyes with money over them. So what the fuck, Edmund? What is this? You've literally nearly every single update has had one of these images where it's money over eyes. And I keep thinking it's going to have it has to have something to do with the item. Money equals power and greed. It's got has to have something to do with those in some way or something. I don't know. It has to be some big thing because it's every update is there. It must be a really big thing that's been added to the game. But I just don't know what. I'm still the same with these images. I don't know what they mean. I don't know what the hell he's going for with this. So if you have any ideas for it, then let me know in the comments. Discuss it. God damn. Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough what the hell this is all about. But apart from that, that's pretty much the whole update. So yeah, it's pretty interesting the way the scoring system's going to work in the daily runs. I'm definitely excited about those. It'll be a cool way of being very competitive with the game with your friends and stuff. So I'm really excited about it. So yeah, thanks for watching this episode, guys. If you want to keep up to date on the Afterbirth updates, make sure to follow Edmund on Twitter. Check out the subreddit, and if you want to see these videos every week, make sure you subscribe, and you'll see them each week. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.